Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This video is going to be doing one that I intended to do for a very long time, and it just kind of slipped my mind, never got around to doing it, and that is giving my thoughts on the potential villains for the Avengers 2, with a heavy concentration, of course, on Thanos, as the after-credits scene in the Avengers alludes that he will probably be the villain for it, possibly even in Guardians of the Galaxy as well. Okay, so in the after-credits sequence in the Avengers 1, we see Damian Portier, who is essentially portraying Thanos, and he's essentially just kind of shown in the clip just to allude to the fact that, there may have been someone bigger and badder behind this whole low-key Chitauri invasion type thing on Earth. As well to set him up for, being a villain in probably Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers 2. Now, in terms of Thanos as a character, I think he's a really cool character. I do have a figure of him here, so I'll just show you an example of the figure here, Marvel Select figure. This one does have the Infinity Gauntlet on with the Infinity Gems. Now, what does that mean? What is that, basically? Well, essentially, he's based off of Thanatos, a character in Greek mythology, and he's essentially a Titan that ends up becoming known as a Mad Titan, becomes essentially omnipotent, due to capturing these Infinity Gems and building this Infinity Gauntlet, which gives him pretty much above godlike powers, cosmic level powers, to be able to pretty much do anything he wants, to be able to completely erase galaxies, let's say, half the universe, this type of thing, which he has done in the past in the comic book series. And then later on having Adam Warlock undo that. So he's got quite a bit of history in the Marvel Universe. His first appearance was in 1973. So he's kind of like one of those, really high cosmic level beings. It's just, I think it's going to be difficult for Marvel to do well in a live action type scenario. The reason why is because he's so abstract, like he's so cosmic, I guess. Kind of just trying to say that he's a cosmic level being. It's going to be really difficult for them to ground that, for them to work that into a live action universe. Because everything in a live action universe should probably tend to be a little bit more realistic than it is in the comic books, a little bit more grounded, since you have actually live action, actual real people doing the scenes and everything like that. So story-wise, I think it's going to be really difficult for them to sort of work him in, and how they're going to have, the action sequences play out and things like that, like how they're going to film it, because it's going to be, obviously, if it goes down, is it going to be on Earth, or are they going to have a fight on another planet, or wherever, whatever happens? Is it going to be in outer space? Are they going to, somehow, through a wormhole, get to the location where they're going to fight him, or whatever's going to happen? It's just really out there, so, and not that superheroes are not out there, but this is like, that upper echelon out there. Now, granted, we have seen this type of thing before in movies like Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, which I felt like was very well done, and actually felt very authentic when you see him on Mars and these different planets and things like that. But those sequences were just a small part of the movie, and then they bring it down to Earth, and they bring everything based back there. Having a character like this as your big bad, as your villain, I think it's going to be really difficult for people to relate to that, and how they're going to film it and do it. And it just, I think, brings a lot of challenges. But I think it would be worth it, because he's a really cool character. He's definitely one of the most powerful characters there is in the Marvel Universe. So, he would be, he does feel like more of a threat than a Loki, If the Hulk grabs Loki and smashes him, then that's pretty much it. Thanos, it's not really like the Hulk's just going to grab him and smash him. And he does feel like a character that if you're going to take on, you probably would need to have the best of the best. So you would have to have like an Avengers. Whereas with Loki, kind of feels like with Loki, couldn't Thor just handle it? That type of thing. With Thanos, you really do feel like they would need a whole team to take care of it, or to handle, whatever he's doing, if he's going to attack Earth or whatever, or try to gather the Infinity Gems or whatever the plot may be. it does, I think, make more sense that you would have the Avengers form to try to stop it. So from that perspective, it does work. I just think it's going to be really difficult for them to do. I mean, I think they did a good job in the first Avengers of sort of bringing in the Chitauri and making them, even though they're aliens and stuff, look fairly realistic with all the CG and everything. It was really well, like the CG was really well done. It didn't take me out of the experience too much. I am a fan of practical effects, but when you get into this kind of stuff, I mean, there's only so much you can do with practical effects when you're talking about other planets and aliens and things like that. It's really hard to do all of those types of things without a lot of CG. So I am very excited for the Avengers 2. Can't wait to see it. Should be great. We don't really have official confirmation that Thanos is going to be the villain. There are some other choices too they could go with, but it really does seem like they're going to go with Thanos because he was in the after credit scene, the first one, and he is a big bad. He is bad enough for the Avengers to have to form to face. He's that big of a threat. And it would feel like an even bigger threat than the first movie, which is good because then you have like an incremental step, of it's bigger, it's badder, it's better, that type of thing. As long as it's not repetitive with, the same kind of type of battle sequence at the end. Instead, like, well, I mean, you got to have a big battle, but, with the whole wormhole and army coming through, they got to be careful not to make it repetitive and do the same type of thing. So I'm assuming it'll be some kind of outer space type battle or something. Just really out there, but it should be fun. Should be fun. So I am excited for it, and definitely think that that it is a pretty good choice if they do in fact go with Thanos. Let me know what you guys think about that. What you think about the Avengers 2? If you want Thanos to be the villain, if you don't, if you maybe have somebody else in mind, do you think Masters of Evil would be better? Do you think? I mean, there's lots of other choices for villains they could use for an Avengers movie. The Red Skull's still out there somewhere. He could potentially be involved. He could be another villain too they could probably use if he assembles some kind of team or something. That could definitely work. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'll call it here for this video. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.